to Untamed and Unapologetic, where midlife is not a crisis, it's an awakening.
So in today's episode, we're throwing out the good girl body rules and rewriting our story.
Yes. Have you ever felt like your body needed to be smaller or quieter or prettier or just more palatable overall? Then this episode is definitely for you.
So we're going to talk about some rituals, a little bit of breath work, but how to unzip and how to unlock or release that body armor are who we think we are and who we not
should
are
be.
as women,
Yeah.
because we should be.
Yeah.
The shoulds.
The shoulds. So we're going to get loud and get free and hopefully help you deprogram some shame around your body. Because I think a lot of us could use it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know I could.
Yeah. So we're going to start to unpack.
Yeah.
And so welcome. This is episode 4.
4.
Right? Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
4.
Or like our first was like part 1 and part 2. But
Yeah.
so we're going to talk all about body image in this one, like really digging into it. So our first question, or what we want to dive into, is it could be either. It says, when did you learn when you were too much? Or it could be, when did you learn that you were not enough? Right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so we're going to talk about like our stories of either being too much or not enough. And I remember even in high school, I would say having body issues. We had to wear, remember those briefs we had to wear in volleyball?
Oh,
You had to wear like, it was like undies.
We didn't start wearing those. I think I was a junior
Yeah.
when we got those for the uniform. So I think my freshman and sophomore year on the team, we wore shorts. And then my junior year, we got the briefs and they looked like red grandma pants, grandma underwear, like a brief, brief, which by the way is kind of like, it's sort of like back in style really for like a bikini. It's like a bikini option now, really.
Yeah.
Like you sort of see it now as a bikini option. But back then it was very much so like it looked like a big grandma panty, and it was a big deal. Like now it's a lot more acceptable, but back then, I mean, we're talking 80s. It was like, it was grandma panties, and it was like you had to go out on the court in basically it looked like
underwear.
red underwear. It was like
Traumatizing.
it was rough. Although
You got used to
there
it.
was safety in numbers in that
Yeah.
everyone on the team had to wear grandma underpants.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It was a little mortifying at first, I have to say.
I don't think we talk too much. Like now it's like you can talk about body issues, but back
We didn't talk
then,
about it. You just put on your grandma pants
Yeah.
and just shut up.
Yeah, you just did it, and you might felt a little insecure and did not matter.
Yeah, you just sort of sucked it up.
Yeah, just sucked it up.
Oh,
But
no, we didn't say anything about it.
Yeah. But I remember I remember in college then, going on to college, the like freshman 15, but I remember eating, this is what I had for breakfast all the time because I thought it would make me thin, grape nuts. Remember grape nuts?
Grape nuts. So disgusting, right? Grape nuts. Oh, so bad. Right?
And I remember trying to skip meals. I remember, all of that, even in college. How about for you?
Oh, God. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you. I think my serious body image issues probably started in high school, but really started in college. That was like the real start of my body image issues, probably. And yeah, the freshman 15, I was really super freaked out about that. And I think I gained like 5 pounds my first semester. And then like, that was it. Like that was like, I was like, nope, I'm done. I am not gaining any more weight. And I started to eat what I thought was healthy.
Mm-hmm.
It was as healthy as I could at the
my
time.
God.
It was like, what were all the diet foods, right?
Low fat everything.
Low fat everything, which is just disgusting.
My God.
You know, filled with crap. And then eating things like the tuna in the dining hall, like the tuna sandwiches, like, cause that was,
Yeah.
what was, cereal, having
Cereal.
cereal, dry,
Oh, dry
dry
cereal.
cereal,
Without
not
milk.
having the milk. Yeah, great things like grape nuts.
Grape nuts.
Eating a lot of bananas.
Yes, bananas and grape nuts.
Skipping meals, and just plain old starving myself. Oh, rice
Yeah.
cakes.
Rice cakes. I had
Rice
a ton of
cakes.
rice cakes, but then I would drink a lot of beer.
Eating rice. Oh, I stopped drinking.
So you
I
stopped
wasn't
drinking.
drinking
Oh,
at
yeah,
all
that's right,
in
you
college.
didn't drink.
Yeah, I didn't drink at all in college. I just quit drinking. I've made up for it since then. Um, but yeah, no drinking. Yeah, and I would just kind of just starve myself, really.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I would do that. That was just like, oh God. At one point, I think the summer after my sophomore year, I am 5'7". I weighed 114 pounds at my lightest.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you got
Yeah, there's a
down that low.
picture of me like with the family, and I look bad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't look good. It was, oh, yeah, I was definitely too skinny.
Yeah.
And then I did find weight training, so that was good.
Yeah, weight training did help me
So
too.
I did find weight
Yeah.
training, so that was helpful. That was very helpful. But yeah, it was, yeah. But I was, needed to be,
Yeah, that was
skinny.
when it started. Yeah.
Oh,
What you would do to be thin and unhealthy.
definitely unhealthy. Ugh.
Let's shift into body rules that we may have inherited, even if I guess I would say that we weren't specifically told this, it's just society kind of told us that as we shifted into our second half of our lives, it's be small, be quiet, be pretty, but not too pretty, but aging, losing value. This is a really big one. And I think there's a whole movement of like we're reclaiming this type of energy.
I do.
Yeah. I feel like it's definitely
starting to
happening.
shift.
It's starting to shift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think looking at that whole, it's gotten a whole new meaning to me now, like that triple, the triple goddess, the whole triple moon, the maiden, mother crone thing. And that, I've moved into my crone phase. I mean, essentially I'm still a mom, but I had Tessa very late in life. So, I'm menopausal and I have a younger daughter.
Right.
So I'm kind of in between, but I think the older women used to be looked upon. I mean, we're talking about going back hundreds of years,
like the whole,
as sort of like, they were the matriarch, really important. And so in American society, they've sort of gotten pushed out.
Yeah.
It's sort of useless. But it's sort of shifting.
I feel it's shifting. And I learned this word I didn't know between like the maiden, the mother, and the crone. I took a course that is the Earth Empress, and she taught me that between the mother and the crone, there's the queen.
Thank you. See,
and
I knew.
Yes. And she taught me this. I was like, oh, that's like where, because I'm like not ready for the crone because I'm not ready for grandma.
No,
and which is fine. Like it's a powerful position too. Even looking at my mother as like the head crone, it's like she leads in so many ways, and it's very powerful energy. Like she attracts young people to her all the time.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's we're gonna have the mom on the podcast.
Yeah, it's nuts how many.
She has great crone energy.
She does.
But that. Oh, you still have that nurturing energy, but the queen energy, that's stepping into your power to rise. And there's this model. I wanted to talk about this. I forgot her name. And I think she was like a L'Oreal model. And she talks a lot about, she's in her 50s now, maybe close to 60. And she was a supermodel. So she walked in a room and all the men looked at her and she's like, I'm invisible now. I walk in the room and no men turn to look at me.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah, you're older now.
You're older now.
But her whole life was based on her looks, right?
Right.
So she was really devastated because not everybody, a lot of us, our whole lives aren't based on our looks. But even if you're a normal woman, you're used to heads turning even to your 30s, even your 40s. But then there's the shift starts to happen.
Yeah.
And they're not turning and looking at you.
No.
But I feel like what's replacing that is like now you can just step into what's like more important. You're going to attract people in a different way.
Definitely.
And not from that physical self.
Yeah.
If you step into that queen energy. That's why I think it's
Absolutely.
powerful. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, now your intellect, now your magnetism, now your nurturing is attracting people, not the way you look. And
Right.
that's, I feel like
100%.
the queen energy is.
Yeah. Right. And I
Um,
think that's important. Yeah.
yeah. And I've shifted into instead of, and it's almost like a step away from like when you were so concerned about your looks, it's all about like, how do I look? How do people perceive me? But then when you shift in, like, how can I make other people feel good? It like takes, it's like the pressure off of you, but it's like you're not so self-focused. So instead of being like, oh, why aren't people looking at me? Or like this change, like,
Yeah.
what do I need to do to help others feel better? Like I've started to ask myself that and shift into that. And I've noticed it just feels really good.
Right.
And then people start
gravitate to you.
gravitate to you when you do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because you're not so like, oh, why aren't people staring at,
Right.
looking
Why
at
aren't
me and
people looking
attracting
at
me?
me? Right. Yeah. It does. It does help. But yeah, I think that, American society, people learn like that older women have become unimportant. And I think also not that you still don't want to look your best for you,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
also that it's not only about, how you're looking.
It's like
It's
the
sort of what you're
golden
becoming.
girls, right? Yeah, the whole like golden girls were in their like late 40s, 50s, I think.
Were they?
Yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
everyone
God.
says. Yeah, the golden
they
girls,
really?
and they're yes,
They looked so old.
they look so old. Versus that's how old J Lo is. And I just watched like the 7 minutes
yeah.
of her dancing, and it was phenomenal. Like I was like, she's 55, I think. And it was like, oh, that she was like a golden girl like back then.
In
And
the
I was like,
80s,
because they
yeah.
had the short hair and the gray hair, and they're like the crones, right?
Yeah, they look.
And so it's like, yes, we are we're slowing down the aging process in a good way.
No, in a
Because
good
we
way.
do want
In
to
a good
feel
way.
good. And yeah.
In a good way. Definitely.
Ways we numb.
Oh,
Staying silent, clothing shame, body checking.
there's lots of that.
Yeah, ways we numb. Yeah, almost like going in or not going out. This is a big one, like not going out. This is a big one I had with some of my clients. It's like, how do we be social and be healthy? Because going out, it's like we're eating or drinking. And then if you want to stay healthy, it's like, okay, now I'm like at home by myself meal prepping. And that's a big thing. And it's like, no, you could do both.
You can do both.
It's shifting into now a lot of my socialization is doing different things. Like it's not going to I don't care about going to the bars, but I might go to see a show and I'm on my feet and I'm dancing, or I do this hot cold plunge thing where there's a lot of people. It's very social. So I'm doing different things that are social.
Right. You do something
now.
social that
And
doesn't revolve
yeah.
around drinking necessarily.
Yes, drinking or just going to a restaurant where, again, I do
Right.
that too, but
Right.
it's like you're eating a lot of food and you're
Right.
just sitting around. So there's definitely ways to shift in that. Or you meet friends that are very active, they like to do social things. So there's a lot of
Right.
ways you can shift and be social. You just have to change your
Like I
yeah.
went and saw a burlesque show, and that was really cool. Like it's
Yeah.
something different,
Yeah.
like that was really neat.
That's
Like it
cool.
wasn't, it was about the show, or you go to a play, or you go to, you don't have to, you get together,
Yeah.
you do things that are
different and
different.
fun.
You
Yeah.
don't have to go. Now, I still like to go to dinner. I
Right.
still like
There's
to have
nothing wrong with it.
I still drink
Yeah.
alcohol, so I like
Yeah.
to have cocktails, but it's not the only thing I like to
Right.
do. It's not,
And there's
it's
nothing
not
wrong with it, yeah.
solely the only thing that I like to do. You can be social.
do
And there are
other
plenty of
things,
people, especially now, that
especially now.
want to do social things that don't involve food
Mm-hmm.
and alcohol, or there's plenty of people who are interested in having food that is not necessarily full of super calorie dense, crap, so
Yeah.
to speak,
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be pizza and hot wings.
Right,
Ugh.
yeah.
I mean, I love pizza, but wings you can keep. And I know
Yeah.
people like wings, but they're just not for me. So, yeah.
So let's start to wrap up with things that, let's say one true thing. This is for you guys to practice. Say one true thing about your body daily that you like. It's shifting into just even, my legs carry my body, literally simple things. Or there's always a body part that we do like, most of us,
Right. Yeah.
it's like even your smile. So it's literally shifting into focusing on those every day and finding ways to release some
Yeah.
of this body shame, because at the end of the day, people care how they feel, how you make them feel, and they're not judging you as much as you're judging yourself.
Right. What is the saying that at the end of that people remember how you make them feel, right?
Yes.
Not how you, look or, what you did generally. They remember how you
Yeah.
make them feel. And that's important. So yeah, talking about, saying something about yourself that's positive, about your body, right? Every day. Just one little thing. Like, I really love I love my eyes. I really love my, or, because I train women, I've had them say like, oh my God, I'm getting this little muscle right here. Well,
Yeah.
look at that every day. Like I'm getting, oh my gosh, I've never noticed that before. Well, keep
Yes.
noticing
Focus
that.
on the,
Yeah, focus on that, So,
And in this podcast, we want you to shift to the feminine way of thinking. So I don't owe the world pretty. I owe myself power. This body, she's not a project. She's a portal. So it's starting to shift the way you think of the feminine, and feminine energy is about pleasure, and it's your portal to pleasure. So starting to even say those things to yourself and shifting the way you think is really stepping into that queen energy, that powerful energy.
yes. Be the queen.
Be the queen. And with
the
that,
queen,
yeah, share this, like, follow, comment. With that, stay wild, stay untamed,
And stay unapologetic.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.